I have a different video for you today. I am going to be decorating these little glass jars with alcohol ink and making a homemade body scrub to put inside. So if you're interested to see how I made these, how I decorated it, and how I made my homemade sugar scrub, just keep watching. Okay, here's the little pack of jars I got. I did get this from Tuesday Morning. They were $3.99. So about $1 a piece. Spice Up Mini. I'm going to get these out and we're going to start decorating. Right, for this first one, we're going to try a new alcohol ink technique. And I have just made a little border here with hot glue. I made some dots just so I knew how big the surface of this was going to be, because we're going to actually dip it in here. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, we'll cover it with gilding foil, so it won't matter. If it doesn't turn out, it's not going to be the end of the world. We'll just do something else. And the alcohol inks we're going to do this with today are right here. The theme of these are all going to be purple and gold, by the way. So the first one in the middle here is Eggplant by Ranger. This one, the end, is Purple by Keelty. And I don't have a little card for this Gilded Alloy. This is a new one by Ranger. It's supposed to not mix. It's not one of the mixatives. It's an alloy, so it's supposed to kind of float on the water. We're going to try to do a marbled effect. Actually, okay, let's just try it and see what we're going to get. A little bit. It's running all over. Let's flip this up out of the way. Let's just try to dip all sides and see what we get. Because if it doesn't turn out, alcohol ink will come off. Well, halfway, so let me get a brush. See, because I'm not getting full contact. There we go. There. That's not that bad. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we will revisit this in just a moment. Okay, so it works a little better if you kind of dip it in to get it going and then just paint it on, because the gold separates itself. So there's the second one. I like that. Okay, so here's the first one we did. We didn't have much gold in it, but it still looks pretty, and I'm going to leave it as is. But here is another one that's finished. So you have this slightly purple gold marbled look. So these are still a little tacky. I'm going to wait for these guys to completely dry, and then I'm going to take them out to my garage. And then I'm going to give them a couple of coats of varnish to lock in my alcohol ink. So I just put a coat of varnish on these guys outside. All right, so we're to the stage. We've varnished it, so our alcohol ink has been sealed in. Now we're going to bling bling it. And I'm going to use this little sheet that I got from Tuesday morning. And I have cut out little strips to put around our little jars. And it just peels off the back and it's sticky. Now, even though this is sticky, it's still going to need a little help. Sometimes these ends will peel up. So I'm going to give it a little bit of help with some hot glue. Just on the ends. Oh, that's not the right end. This is the right end. Just go around the bottom. Like so. And then you will need to trim it up. And before I stick that last guy down, I'm going to shove some glue in there. Oh, I just got glue all over. Just like so. You can put embellishments wherever you want. I almost just did one line around the middle. Whatever looks good to you. All right, I'm gonna put a little dot of glue in there. Of course, I just couldn't stop there, so I've got this little kit of Julie things. I picked out a few of these guys. So I'm gonna take just my little glue dots. I'm gonna push that on the center. I'm gonna put this little jewel on top. You can use hot glue for this if you want. Okay, so now we're gonna make our sugar scrub to go inside of these containers. First, I'm gonna measure how much I'm gonna need. So I'm gonna take my sugar and I'm gonna fill it almost up to the top. So I don't wanna make too much of this. I'm going to do this 4 times because I got 4 jars. Now, I wanted to point out, I'm just using pure cane sugar. You could use brown sugar for this. It doesn't matter. Whatever you could use salt if you really wanted to. Plain white sugar is cheaper, so that's what I'm using. All right, so we've got this measured out. And if you have extra left over, that's fine. Just use it that night in your bath, right? Right, so the oil I'm using today is just plain old extra virgin olive oil. This was on sale and pretty cheap. I've been known to use a few oils in my scrubs. I think olive oil works just fine. You can use the Neutrogena sesame oil. It's pretty lightweight. That works fine in this. Really, whatever kind of oil you want to use will work. Oil will not dissolve your sugar, so it has to be oil. You can't be messing around with anything else. You can use baby oil. Any kind of oil will do. This doesn't really have a big scent, so I'm using a non-scented oil because I'm going to use my own scent in this today. But you could use a scented body oil if you want to make this more of a luxury item, whatever you'd like. Or if you use that brown sugar, you can use any kind of oil. You can even throw in some vanilla to make it smell vanilla-y. Okay, now we're adding this. This is kind of personal preference. Some people like their sugar scrubs more on the pasty side. I like it pretty stiff, but I do like a little bit of oil at the top so I can mix it when I go into my jars. So I just add a little bit at a time and start stirring. If you add too much at first, then you're kind of screwed. And you have to let the sugar kind of settle down in the bottom before you pour off your excess. So if I have to suggest anything here, go little amounts at a time. I bet you this is going to do it. Now you can leave this as is, or you can add some oil to it. This is from Nest. This is Midnight Flower. This is a essence. It's a perfume concentrate. It's hair oil, really. But you have to use a scented oil or it'll dissolve your sugar. So be careful what kind of scent you're putting in here. So this is oil, so I know I'm safe to put it in here. Let's start off with that first. Make sure you get the corners. Okay, this is looking good. Let's start putting it in our little jars. You can make these for gifts too. You can coordinate this with somebody else's bathroom colors. Now here is the trick, not getting this all over the place. Good luck. I am a mully grub, so this will be all over this table before I'm done. You want it, I'm not going to do this because it'll make my camera shake all over the place, but tap this on a hard surface to get this to settle down a little bit, down into the bottle. Okay, see? I just tapped it a few times and we've got room for more. Okay, I'm going to call that full and we're going to close it up. So here you have it. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me today. If you like these little crafty videos, comment down below, let me know, and I'll make more for you. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye.